appreciated.
Are they working?
I think that is C-O-N. They should add M-O-N with E-Y.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. My brother, as I said, I'm 94, you are 93. Without you, I find any meeting I attend incomplete because those surrounding me will be too young. So you are always with me. Now, before we continue, I have not been a very happy man since I came to this place. Because my son, our boy, the man who planned all our meetings, is not here with us. I look at the right-hand side he used to occupy in this hall. He's not around. But we have to remember him. I'm talking about our good son, Patriot, young man who believed in Nigeria before he attained 30. Young man who makes sacrifice for his own country. A young man who speaks his mind at any time without fear of anybody or people. A very patriotic Nigerian. A destabilized Nigerian. But he knows where he comes from. That young man organized his party for us. All our meetings, he prepares the communique on his own before you. Well, as a leader, I will phone him. Are you aware of what is happening in Gombe? Where the governor is oppressing the Christians? Where he wants to turn a place into emirate? Can you issue a statement? Before I woke up the following morning, the statement was there. I missed him. We all missed him. But who are we to question the will of God? Nobody. So the greatest honor we can give him by recognizing his absence is to stand up for a minute's silence.
And his name?
His name is Comrade Yinka Odumake, former Publicity Secretary of Afenifere, former Secretary and Coordinator of Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum. Please.
Thank you, sir.
May his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. Thank you. Sit down.
You may sit down, please.
Yes, my opening speech. Now, my fellow leaders, I'm indeed very, very proud of you to be here today. I would also say that we are Nigerians before we are Yorubas, before we are Igbos, before we are any other tribe we belong to. The death or the passing on of any Nigerian of importance, Nigeria who has served this country, also draws our attention to the fact that we are one people of this country. May I also kindly request you respectfully request you to stand up a minute silence for our late Chief of Army Staff and the soldiers who passed on with him in the terrible plane crash.
And our other compatriots.
And our other compatriots who are not here with us now. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Thank you very much. Sit down. My brother, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is not going to last for a very long time because we want Nigeria to know where we are standing today. As I said earlier on, if I go on, you are all welcome, particularly traveling from wherever you are throughout last night, this morning, and so forth. We are still expecting the President General of Ohanese, but my good friend, younger friend, student days and so on, Comrade Guy Koku is standing for him. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this meeting is very clear. Where are we going to in Nigeria? Some are asking for secession. Some are asking for breakup. Some are asking for confederation. Some are practicing unitary form of government. Some said, no, we should practice federalism. So we have been having meetings all over. But time is moving very fast. And it's our belief that there's need for us to state again clearly to Nigerians our position. They've been talking about ethnic organization, all sorts of things. And as I said, even this morning a repetition of my interview, Mr. President is not an emperor. Mr. President is not a king. Mr. President is not a monarch. Mr. President is a politician. It should come out to meet those of us who have been serving this country when he was an ordinary soldier. This country belongs to all of us. The North alone cannot rule this country. The South alone cannot rule this country. We must, as I said in my interview, from 1947, when we had this Richardson Constitution and so forth, and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe called it obnoxious constitution. It gave way to Macpherson's Constitution in 1953, where we recognize the quality of our people. The Hausa man, the Fulani man was not superior to the thief man. Not to talk of being superior to the Yoruba man, or to the Igbo man, or to the minorities, of which I belong. So, the Constitution, which was drafted in 1959 as a result of the London Conference, the Northerners wanted to secede from this country. In 1953, when Chief Anthony now removed the motion for independence in 1956, the Northerners said they were not ready. They staged a walkout, and the Nigerians were not happy with them. They booed them. And this booing continued until afar. When they got home to Kaduna and to Kano, they said no more meeting together. They were not coming to Lagos again for any meeting. They wanted to be on their own. That was the time the British colonial government stepped in and called for a conference in London. What happened thereafter is now history. So we had a constitution drawn up between 1959 and 60, which recognized that Nigeria was a three-legged pot made up of the north, the west, and the east. We, the minority, were sandwiched in between. After that constitution, 3 years after, Nigerians said, no, we are now on our own. Let us look into this constitution again. Let's draw another constitution. They didn't amend the 1960 constitution. They negotiated. They met several times and produced the 1963 constitution, which recognized Nigeria as a four-legged pot because Midwest region had been created. And that was the constitution we had, where every region administered itself, where regions move at their own pace. What you cannot achieve, you wait until you get the resources for it. But not now, when one state that is less developed will hold down Lagos from moving forward. That was not the Nigeria we belonged to. So in 1966, there was a coup, all of you know that. And General Rossi took over for 6 months and changed the constitution. Because he was a military man, they believed in the military hierarchy and turned Nigeria with the assistance of people like Permanent Secretary like Wonkedi and so on into what we call a unitary form of government under Decree 34. That was why the counter coup took place, one of the reasons they gave. But unfortunately, when General Yakubu Gowon, who was Iran's chief of staff, took over, he too did not touch Decree 34 until the war broke out. So we have been under military regime, the order from top to bottom, which was unitary, not federal system of government in nature. So we have been like that for years. Today, what has happened? The constitution, which was amended, which was produced by Obasanjo regime, military regime, did not go far enough. It was still military in nature, which Shagari managed to manage until 1983, December, when we were overthrown by the present president. I was a member of Senate. Thereafter, what happened? He was overthrown by IBB, who turned himself into military president. From IBB, we managed to say that we are now civilian. I'm happy that Chief A.B. Wonsu is here. What happened? He's one of those who can tell that story. M.K. Abiola won the election. Even in Tofa, his opponent's home, Kano.
He won.
He won. Now, the military council, for reasons best known to them, they bullshit, and appointed Chief Soneko, who was the highest man in the UAC at the time, to become interim president, head of state.
Yes.
He was there for less than 1 year, about 6 months. Abacha pushed him out. He was chief of defense and took over. All the apparatus were dissolved. What followed? God says that he wanted to be the president of Nigeria, civilian president. God says, no, you cannot be there. So we have Obasanjo coming back to government in 1999 with a constitution which was presented advised by Justice Nicky Toby. But again, the military adulterated it, changed it. So the constitution we have today, 1999, is another unitary form of constitution clothed in federal clothes. That's what we have been fighting for. We now see we want Nigeria has developed. We are running a unitary form of government where the Nigerian president is the most powerful president in the world. We want a restructuring of this country. Let's go back to, most of us said, go back to 1983 Constitution. If there are amendments to be made, they should be amended. What the National Assembly have been doing is fraudulent. 5 years now, 5 times. They spend 1 billion naira every time. Nothing will come out of it. As Governor Fayemi said, it is fraudulent. We want a new brand constitution based on the 1963 constitution. Any amendment, I have no confidence in it. We have no confidence in it. What are you amending? You want to create a new person which God did not provide for. So, my leaders, ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of our gathering here, therefore, is to say, do things. Nigeria should be restructured into a federal system of government. That's one of our major objectives. In my interview to Arise, I said, the President Buhari said, if we do not kill corruption, corruption will kill Nigeria. Then I said, we must restructure Nigeria. If we do not restructure Nigeria, Nigeria will die. So the answer is not separatism. It's not secession. It's not a breakup. As I said, who owns this country more than myself? Who should I leave it for? So one of our main reasons for this meeting today is to decide, what do we do? we have agreed that reconstruction must be the order of the day. And from today, we must determine again to fight on. No reconstruction, we are going nowhere.
Restructuring.
Restructuring. But we must not close our eyes to what is happening in this country. We do not want to be manipulated over. I've looked at the Nigerian Constitution or what our history. The South have produced the headship of this country in 1966 for 6 months, 1976 for about 2.5 years, then in 1999, Obasanjo was there for 8 years. Then Yar'Adua came in from the north. At the time when people like Peter Odili wanted to be president of this country, my brother here, Obongata, they all wanted to be president of Nigeria. But Obasanjo said, no, it is the turn of the north. So it went there. What Jonathan occupied was by accident, by God's work. Otherwise, the North could have continued. But when in 2011, Jonathan wanted to contest, the North was opposed to it. That the turn of Yar'Adua had not finished. And this argument continued till 2015. Buhari now has taken over. This is the 6th year. He had 2 more years to go. So the South will be ready to have the next president. Without that, no Nigeria. So the purpose of this meeting today, one, we want restructuring of Nigeria. If we have to be, there's to be a Nigerian to continue. Number 2, we want the zoning to continue. It is conventional. When the Constitution did not provide for a succession, when Yar'Adua died, was ill, convention was adopted. I was a member of the eminent person called by Yakubu Gowon to ECOWAS House, where the doctrine of necessity was introduced by Justice Belgore, which was handed over to the Senate, to the House of Representatives, and to Jonathan. So what is, even though zoning is not part of our national constitution or our party constitution, it has been an acceptable convention that will keep this country together. So if you don't zone this country, we are going nowhere. So ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to our very, very intention of this meeting. 1, to intensify the restructuring of this country. 2, to see that the presidency goes now to the South. The Southerners will then decide who to be. Today I'm not talking about section yet. Let it zone it to the South. And we'll look after ourselves. Once again, you are welcome. And thank you very much. And may God bless you all. Thank you.
My dear brother, the leader of leaders. My brother, and my brothers, my mentors. Yes.
May we equally recognize the presence, the relevant presence of Chief Ferdinand Labraba,
How are you, my brother?
Elders Council, River State.
Aferifere, Pan Niger Delta Forum Pandef, Ohaneze Ndibo, and Middle Belt Forum. I read. An expanded meeting of the Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum held this Sunday, that is Sunday 30th May 2021 at Sheraton Hotel and Towers, Abuja. The meeting, chaired by Elder Statesman Chief Edwin Kiagbodo Clark, OFRCON, had in attendance leaders of various social cultural organizations as follows: Aferifere for the Southwest, Ohaneze Ndibo for the Southeast, Pan Niger Delta Forum, that is PANDEF, for the South-South, and Middle Belt Forum, MBF, for the Middle Belt. 2. The meeting also had in attendance former governors, ministers, and members of the National Assembly from the respective zones in attendance, list attached. 3. The meeting exhaustively discussed various issues about the state of the affairs in the country, particularly bordering on the security, national dialogue, restructuring, and the preparations for the 2023 general elections. 4. Arising therefrom, the meeting resolved as follows. Roman 1. The meeting urges the federal government to heed to the genuine and reasonable nationwide calls for a transparent national dialogue and take urgent steps towards restructuring and birthing a new constitution to bring back equitable harmony to the country. Roman 2. The meeting insists that it is imperative to immediately restructure the country considering the precarious prevailing atmosphere before any further elections. Roman 3. The meeting reminds all leading political parties, especially the All Progressive Congress APC and the People's Democratic Party PDP and other political parties, that the basis of any viable democracy, especially in a diverse and complex country such as Nigeria, rests in fair and even sharing of power. Roman 4. The meeting notes that the northern part of the country would have fully enjoyed the office of the presidency for the full statutory period of 8 years by 2023, hence should yield to the south. 5. Therefore, the meeting, Roman 1, unequivocally and in full resolve calls on the APC and PDP and other political parties to zone the presidency in 2023 to the south at the next election. Roman 2. The meeting enjoins political stakeholders from the south not to be lured into the unpatriotic step of seeking such other positions as national chairman and vice president of the main political parties, but join forces to demand and ensure that the presidency moves to the south in 2023. Roman 3. The meeting calls on the federal government to declare a national emergency on security and urgently come up with proactive strategies to restore peace and security to all parts of the country. Roman 4. The meeting emphasizes that if the security situation is not dealt with and banditry stopped or reduced to a barest minimum, it would not be reasonable to have it will not be feasible to have proper elections in 2023. Roman 5. The meeting condemns the cavalier attitude of the federal government towards the resolutions of the governors of the southern states at their meeting held in Asaba, Delta State on the 11th May 2021, as it pertains to the ban on open grazing and restructuring. Romans 6. The meeting insists that cattle rearing is a generally private business enterprise. As such, the federal government should avoid committing state resources to state and federal resources to promote any particular business beyond providing the enabling environment in the performance of its regulatory roles. Romans 7. The meeting extends condolences to the families of the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, and 10 other military officers who died in the unfortunate military plane crash on 21st May 2021, and calls on the military authorities to carry out a thorough investigation to ascertain the actual cause of the crash. Romans 8. The meeting reaffirms its commitment to the unity of Nigeria, but must only be sustained on the principles of equity, fairness, and justice. 6. The meeting was held in an atmosphere of peace and collective commitment to the decisions read. This done in Abuja, the 30th day of May 2021. Thank you. Signed, Chief Edwin Hiagbodo Clark, OFR CON, leader, Chief Ayo Adebanjo, leader of Fenifere, Ambassador Professor George Obiozo, President General Ohaneze Ndibo Worldwide, Dr. Pogu Bitrus, National President, Middle Belt Forum, Senator Emmanuel Ibok, SN, FNSE National Chairman, Pandef. Thank you for hearing and listening.
Very soon another meeting will be called to see how far we have gone. Because what is happening today is not for us here. We are, some of us, on our way out. It's for the future, for our children, and for you, the pressmen. So please, let us come together and take action. Not talking alone. Once again, I want to say a big thank you for coming to attend the meeting at a very short notice, particularly President Obaneze, coming all the way from the southeast this morning to attend this meeting. And my brother traveled last night, in the night, and did not get to his hotel until 10 o'clock in the night. So you can imagine the sacrifice we are making. So please, on behalf of the people of Southwest, South-South, Southeast, and the Middle Belt, I wish to express our profound gratitude and appreciation for your commitment and dedication to see that this country is restructured, to see that justice is done in this country by zoning the president into the South. Because plus military, the North had it for 10 times. How many times have we had it? Only about 4 times. So we should pursue these two things. So once again, thank you very much. And I also want to thank the press, for your commitment. We are fighting for you. Thank you, and God bless.
Where is the son?